Very excited to welcome Havelock Ram head football coach Caleb King into our program. Coach, thank you for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me on today, guys.
Well, I'm going to start right at the top and just talk about the fact that it's now, I guess, the new tradition of playing Wes Craven first week, but it's the opening week, which has its own excitement, Coach. But as you and I have talked year after year, then you got to start off the season a rivalry contest, which I know a lot of people in the county are still getting used to this being the opening game.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, you got the first game excitement, but then you got, one of the state's legendary matchups between us and Wes Craven, one of the longest rivalries in the state of North Carolina.
Well, talk about the opening up and for starters, the fact that this, and I know you guys stay focused on, each game, but with that, without question, every year it's a quest to try to be the last team standing and hoisting trophies. So talk about a little bit of that unfinished business when it comes to 2018 or this 2018 season.
I mean, we look at each season, as a different team, but, without doubt, losing in the fourth quarter of the state championship game last year is definitely stuck in the back of these kids' mind. They've worked extremely hard in the weight room this off season, and definitely have put in the work, and now it's time to go out there and each week try to find a way to get better.
Coach, you guys had 7 players with D1 scholarship offers last year, and you've completely reloaded, and your team looks the part once again. What is it about your program, and what is it about the city of Havelock that seems to just continually be producing top football talent in the state?
I mean, it's a tradition. I mean, we've had it for a long, long time. I mean, it goes back to, the 60s and 70s. There's guys in the 80s. I mean, it's just what we do. Guys enjoy football here. The community enjoys football. Everywhere you go, that's what they ask about. And, we got great youth programs and middle school programs that help to feed us. And these guys, they love being it. We love to practice. That's one of the great things about being here is, we get out there and, we practiced yesterday and guys just enjoy being there every day.
Well, and it helps to keep a winning tradition when you've been blessed too with some really talented athletes. And Sam was talking about some of the D1 talent, but the interesting part this year is watching this change in position for Anthony Harris. I mean, an extremely talented kid and one of the best defensive backs I've seen come around this way. But talk about the transition this year, positional.
Anthony, spot played a little bit of quarterback for us last year here and there. Extraordinarily intelligent young man. I mean, that's probably one of the biggest assets he has, his ability to understand schematics and know where people need to be lined up. He was the quarterback of our defense last year, and, now he's going to be the quarterback of the offense.
So what is the difference between having Harris at quarterback compared to the Sabdo brothers? I know you were able to coach Zach last year. Yeah, right. You're so used to having quarterbacks that can sling it, right?
I mean, anytime you add in the dynamic, somebody who can run the football as well as throw the football, it adds another element. His ability to throw is going to shock some people. I've been very, very impressed. I think he threw 63 touchdowns this year in the tournament play and 7-on-7s that we were all across North Carolina at. And he just did a really, really good job of, leading the team offensively.
Well, speaking of running the ball, to go along with Anthony Harris, you are returning 2 1,000-yard rushers. Cam Hutchinson, who won our Player of the Year award last year, and also Welton Spotsville. Is there anything that you can reveal to us about what we can expect from your offense, having the talent of Harris at quarterback to go along with 2 1,000-yard rushers?
Those guys are going to get the ball. That's just, people always asking, that kind of questions and stuff about, what are you going to do? I'm going to give them the ball. I mean, that's the main thing. We're just trying to find ways to give them the ball in space where they get a one-on-one situation.
In this great run here in recent years, one of the most talented groups, and it's not just it's every program that doesn't give enough credit to how great you guys are on the line of scrimmage on both sides of the football. With the revolving door, kids graduating and whatnot. How do you feel? Talk about your line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball this year.
That's where we feel we've really taken a good step forward, across the board, offensive line wise right now. I'm very, very pleased with those guys in the weight room. Each of our offensive linemen are power cleaning over 260. And those guys just made an unbelievable commitment in the weight room because, them games in November and December, that's where they're won, is up front in those trenches. And the defensive line guys have done the same thing. They really, really come a long way. We saw great improvement from first scrimmage to second scrimmage, and we hope to see another great improvement from the second scrimmage to the first game.
Well, I know the guy on that line last year who blew us away was Destin Floyd. Is there anybody who stands out in your mind this year who can replace the hole that Floyd's left?
I mean, we had a kid move in, Tyree Lewis. He's a name that you're gonna see a lot of. He's doing a great job for us, and Arthur Little. An outside linebacker, defensive end player for us, have just been incredible, with their work ethic and everything that they're doing in the off season. Every time I see Arthur, he's somewhere and he's running, he's pulling sleds. He's doing everything he can do to make himself the best player he can possibly be.
Let's get back to the Wes Craven opener, and obviously we've mentioned the fact that it's the opening game. Is there the fact that it is an opening game, not having that there's a certain portion in the season that becomes so routine, being able and the one thing that I think about most anything is being able to have film on the current kids. Now there's scrimmages and there's all these other kind of things. Talk to me about the advantages and disadvantages of facing an opponent opening week, and when it comes to being able to get film on the opponent.
I mean, you get some scrimmage tape and everything like that, and people are always pretty scripted and close to the vest when it comes to that stuff, scrimmage wise. So you never quite know exactly what you're gonna get. But I mean, especially when you're dealing with guys as good as Coach Twitchell. I mean, they're never gonna show everything, and they do a great job over there. So it's gonna be tough. There's gonna be some surprises, and we're gonna have to roll with the punches a little bit there.
And you'd expect too, from a defensive standpoint. Again, I wouldn't be surprised to see them try to get some balance. I think all offenses want to try to get some balance, but I think when facing this Wes Craven team, I mean, you're going to want to stop the running game, because I think, and again, we won't know, but I'm thinking they're going to want to try to run the ball and establish that.
Oh, I mean, without a doubt. I mean, with the Hill kid and everything, he's a dynamic back. Both the quarterback options they've been working with look really, really good. I mean, Coach Twitchell's one of the best coaches in the state of North Carolina. There's no doubt about that. And he's going to have them ready to go. We are not going to be surprised at all by that.
You mentioned one of the players you had move in to your school a little bit earlier, but I want to talk to you about two guys who transferred in from West Carteret that just added to the plethora of weapons that you have, Terrence Rayner and Shakur Frazier. We actually got to see Shakur Frazier on the basketball court at West Carteret, and he blew us away. What is that guy going to bring to your offense?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Shakur went to Havelock as a freshman, moved away, came back last February, January, something like that. Terrence moved in around January. I can't say enough about, that work ethic that they bring as well. They came in, all the kids nowadays are so close and everything. Everybody knows each other, the social medias and stuff, I guess. And they, them guys have flat put in the work now. I mean, Shakur's doing a great job for us, and Terrence is an unbelievably dynamic back. I mean, his balance is unbelievable. I mean, it's so hard to be able to put him on the ground. And believe me, he had about 190 against us last year.
Coach, it's always great to talk to you. We're looking forward to the season and looking forward to calling the game on Friday night between your guys and Wes Craven. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate it.